Like, no shit. Freaking Memology just fucking uploaded this.
Will President Biden, after his remarks today, take questions? He's given a couple of speeches. He did the interview with ABC News, but the White House press corps and the American people have a lot of direct questions for him. Will he take those today?
The president never shies away from taking questions. I'll let him make a decision if he's going to take questions this afternoon. But you saw he just did a full sit-down interview on this just yesterday. So he is always willing to take questions, and I'll let him decide if he's going to do that after his remarks today.
Thank you. May God bless you. May God protect our troops. Thank you. May God protect our troops, our diplomats, and all brave Americans serving in harm's way.
Mr. President, what do you make of the Afghans clinging to the aircraft?
God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you. So that's what happened. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Why do you continue to trust the Taliban, Mr. President? Why do you continue to trust their pledges, Mr. President?
One more question, Mr. President, please.
Thank you very, very much.
This is mine.
Why do you continue to trust the Taliban, Mr. President?
Is Putin testing you, sir?
Got it. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Is there a crisis at the border, sir?
Republicans voted for the flag. Mr. President, what do you think Trump write to you?
You guys, let's go. Please go.
President
Come on, you guys.
wrote a very generous letter. Although because it was private, I will not talk about it. So I talked to him, but it was generous.
Okay, guys, let's go. Let's go. Private legal. Let's go. Come on, you guys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, you guys. Come on, let's go. Let's go, you guys.
You all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.
The COVID task force said it's safe for students to be in class. Are you going to encourage unions to cooperate more to bring kids back to classroom, sir? Are you?
Let's go. Move. Let's go. Out.
With the American people. If the president were standing here with me today, he would say he works for the American people. I work for him, so I also work for the American people. But his objective and his commitment is to bring transparency and truth back to government.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. It really fucking is. Friggin', like, great minds think alike. Let me friggin',
We were literally just attacked again. That's right, at about 4 a.m., the printing press for our Hong Kong edition was broken into by 4 masked men who came in wielding sledgehammers. And once inside, these men, who we believe were actually sent by the Chinese Communist Party, they smashed up our equipment, our computers, our control panels, our printing press, and then they ran off into the night. The entire thing was captured on video surveillance. And this was actually the 5th attack against our press over the last several years. These thugs, they fear nothing more than people being able to read the Epoch Times, because over the last several decades, we've been exposing what the communists have been up to over in Hong Kong, as well as how China has been undermining America, as well as the entire world. But you know what? They can't stop you from clicking on that button below this video and trying the Epoch Times yourself for just a single $1. And if you thought that the cancel culture in this country is bad, over in Hong Kong, the communists are brazen enough to do anything. In fact, just 2 weeks before this attack on our press, one of our reporters produced a segment which exposed the Chinese Communist Party's practice of harvesting organs from living prisoners of conscience, which, in my opinion, might literally be the crime of the century. And right after that segment was aired, our reporter said that her family was threatened by Chinese police, who told her that she has two options. Either
He's absent. Oh man. He destroyed her. Trying to destroy our country.
This is a full 3.
Man. God damn. God damn, I love the internet. Okay. Internet. freaking, there's, yeah, we must, you know, they're taking taking our freedoms away. Continue to grow. Again, they're taking our freedoms away as we are getting. And taking our freedoms away. To show. I mean, freaking California already limited computer technology. Computers. Already limited computers. The reason is as they claim is because of electricity. However, but if we can't, plug in a computer, how can we sustain, how can we power the, how can we supply electricity for all the cars? And at the same time, computers are guns. Computers are guns. Our Second Amendment in the digital world, digital world, digital world. Here's these hacker attacks. As you see, these hacker attacks, to insecure people into giving up their ability to prosper from the World Wide Web. Loaded from the World Wide Web. I need to construct an internet constitution and Bill of Rights and Bill of Rights. And other 3D printers. They will 3D printers. They will control the resources. Resources count like ammunition. Ammunition. Like ammunition. Like we go on a tangent. Once again, I love that. Friggin' stay frosty.
Hey there, homeowners.
Good job. You too. Be careful about yourself. Yeah. Yeah, I know it. No honor. I mean, career politicians, military personnel. It's about the affluence. Look at all the affluence, man. There's a problem. Anyone. It's no, man. No, man.
appreciate it.
Is there a crisis at the border, sir?
Republicans voted for the flag. Mr. President, what did President Trump write to you?
You guys, let's go, please, let's go.
President
Come on, you guys.
wrote a very generous letter. Although it's because it was private, I talked about it, so I talked to him, but it was generous.
Okay, guys, let's go, let's go, private, let's go, let's go. Come on, you guys, let's go, let's go. Come on, you guys, come on, let's go. Let's go, you guys.
You all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.
The COVID task force said it's safe for students to be in class. Are you going to encourage unions to cooperate more to bring kids back to classroom, sir? Are you?
Let's go, move, let's go, out. With the American people. If the president were standing here with me today, he would say he works for the American people. I work for him, so I also work for the American people. But his objective and his commitment is to bring transparency and truth back to government.
Cole, he's my miracle child. So how does your miracle child get cancer?
President Biden's approval rating is
Okay, analyzing Cuomo again.
Very, very much. Thank you.
Why do you continue to trust the Taliban, Mr. President?
Is Putin testing you, sir?
Got it. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Is there a crisis at the border, sir?
Republicans voted for the flag. Mr. President, what did President Trump write to you?
You guys, let's go. Please go.
President
Come on, you guys.
wrote a very generous letter. Although because it was private, I talked about it, so I talked to him, but it was generous.
Okay, guys, let's go. Let's go. Private, leave you all. Let's go. Come on, you guys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, you guys. Come on, let's go. Let's go, you guys.
You all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.
The COVID task force said it's safe for students to be in class. Are you going to encourage unions to cooperate more to bring kids back to classroom, sir? Are you?
Let's go. Move. Let's go. Out. With the American people. If the president were standing here with me today, he would say he works for the American people. I work for him, so I also work for the American people. But his objective and his commitment is to bring transparency and truth back to government.
I have seen no question of our credibility from our allies around the world. I've spoken with our NATO allies. We've spoken with NATO allies, the Secretary of State. Our national security advisor has been in contact with his counterparts throughout the world and our allies, as has the general, I keep calling him a general, but my Secretary of Defense. The fact of the matter is, I have not seen that. Matter of fact, the exact opposite I've gotten. The exact opposite thing is we're acting with dispatch. We're committing to what we said we would do.
President Biden says he hasn't seen U.S. allies question our credibility over Afghanistan, but try telling that to the ones who have come out blasting our exit.
Since Sunday, we have been facing a new and painful reality on the ground in Afghanistan. Let me speak clearly and bluntly. This is a catastrophe. This is a catastrophe for the Afghan people, for the Western values and credibility, and for the developing of international relations.
Let's get to read on all of this from former Director of National Intelligence, Rick Grinnell. Rick, thanks so much for joining us. Around the world, they're blasting America. They're blasting President Biden. I saw a headline in the Telegraph where the parliament is holding President Biden in contempt. What are you hearing?
Look, this is an administration that told us diplomacy would be back. They disparaged the way Donald Trump did diplomacy. But the reality is Joe Biden is either not being briefed on what world leaders are really saying, or he's lying, because the criticism has been vicious. I can tell you from the Germans, from the British, from the French, from Eastern Europeans, from Balkan leaders, it's really hard to explain how Joe Biden can look into the camera and pretend like he's not getting criticism. And Charles, he said, it's the opposite. He's getting compliments. Now, I don't know what world he's living in, but the staff around him have a responsibility to speak truth to power and to go in and say, Mr. President, that's not right. Here's the criticism. What is Jake Sullivan doing? I'm very concerned about Jake Sullivan. Here is a young man who has an academic record, and I'm sure that he's really smart producing white papers where you talk about crises and operations and foreign policy from a one-dimensional level. But the reality is you need information coming up, real-time information on the ground. That's exactly what happened with the Trump administration. Let's be clear, I've been in the Oval Office seeing President Trump very frustrated that we weren't able to keep to deadlines. But what he was willing to do is change the calculus according to the information on the ground. The President of the United States can set forward goals, but if you don't listen, if your people don't tell you what's actually happening, and we've seen that now with the Biden administration, we now have proof that in June and July, warnings were coming in from all sorts of areas, even from the State Department. The Biden team, Jake Sullivan, ignored those warnings and continued down their white paper roll.
So Rick, it also seems that our allies are concerned, and you brought up these deadlines. This August 31st hard deadline seems to be giving them fits. And does it make it actually worse?
Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Why do you continue to trust the Taliban, Mr. President?
Is Putin testing you, sir?
Got it. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Is there a crisis at the border, sir?
Republicans voted for the flag. Mr. President, what did President Trump write to you?
You guys, let's go. Please, let's go.
The President
Come on, you guys.
wrote a very generous letter. Although because it was private, I will not talk about it until I talk to him. But it was generous.
Okay, guys, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, you guys. Let's go. Let's go. You guys, come on. Let's go. Let's go, you guys.
You all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.
The COVID task force said it's safe for students to be in class. Are you going to encourage unions to cooperate more to bring kids back to classroom, sir?
Let's go. Move. Let's go. Out. With the American people. If the president were standing here with me today, he would say he works for the American people. I work for him, so I also work for the American people. But his objective and his commitment is to bring transparency and truth back to government.
There's power in numbers. 500,000 people helped. Virginia Debt Relief.
It was the first of its kind in our state, and to the surprise of many, it far exceeded expectations. As 10 News reporter Alexis Davila explains, officials stuck to their guns with the goal of keeping them off the street with the message, groceries, not guns. It was the first of its kind in our state, and to
Alright. So, here they go again. Now they're in Virginia.
It was the first of its kind in our state, and to the surprise of many, it far exceeded expectations. As 10 News reporter Alexis Davila explains, officials stuck to their guns with the goal of keeping them off the street with the message, groceries, not guns.
Starting promptly at 11 in the morning, a line of Roanoke residents waited with boxes to turn in their guns. Stephen Clements says he did not need his shotgun and rifle anymore and says this was the best option to get rid of them.
I think it's just people like me that just want to, they have guns in their house, they don't need a gun in the house, they want to get rid of the gun, and there's it's a hassle to take them to a gun show. So this just gets rid of them quick.
After handing their guns to police, people headed over to a table to collect a gift card.
That didn't really sound like too convincing of a story. This guy's a plant.
Anymore, and says this was the best option to get rid of them.
I think it's just people like me. They have guns in their house. They don't need a gun in the house. They want to get rid of the gun, and it's a hassle to take them to a gun show. So this just gets rid of them quick.
After
who says that? Get rid of them quick. And what about going to the freaking pawn shop or whatever else too? Probably get more than a freaking. But yeah, buying back the gun or grocery for guns. They're not even getting out money.
Handing their guns to police, people headed over to a table to collect a gift card. However, in about an hour, all gift cards were handed out. More than $14,000 worth in total. Deputy Chief Chester Smith says IOUs were handed out to people so they can be first in line at the next gun buyback event.
Big turnout. But we had to turn folks away because we ran out of vouchers.
But Virginia State Conference NAACP Executive Director Daquan Love says some people turned down the incentive altogether.
There were folks lined up around the corner that still said, I just want to get rid of the gun. When we offer opportunities to get guns off of our streets, it helps us to curb gun violence, and it reduces the chance of those crazy type of incidences that can happen in homes.
91 guns were collected in total, ranging from revolvers to shotguns to semi-automatic pistols. All partners say the event exceeded their expectations, and Catherine Stromberg says by Roanoke kickstarting this event, it will hopefully be a model for others.
And I just think that sends a great beacon of hope to people that this problem is not interminable. We can chip away at this problem and that we can start to see a different direction.
In Roanoke.
They're taking our guns. Freaking people are just voluntarily giving up their guns. I mean, I can understand it, and if you have a few or something like that, but just, this seems real. I mean, in Virginia, they're doing this. I mean, Virginia, yeah, this place is freaking bad these days. It's turning freaking blue. But, anyways, take care, be safe, you kind of stay strong, and fucking, yeah, they're coming for the guns.